The Boston Red Sox have a golden opportunity sitting in front of them, and despite that, they may be going in a different direction. I'm here to break down all of the recent updates surrounding the pitching staff in Boston, including how Walker Buehler was finally moved out of the starting rotation into the bullpen, as well as who are the candidates to possibly take the fifth and final spot in that starting rotation to replace Walker Buehler. We'll break down all of that on this episode of Red Sox Digest. But first, please do remember, if you're a part of the percentage watching this video, not currently subscribed to the channel, scroll down, click the subscribe button. We do appreciate all the love and support, so thank you guys tremendously for everything. But now, let's get to it and break down the major opportunities coming in Boston. Now, we've had this conversation a lot over the last few months about Walker Buehler and how the inconsistent play will most likely result in him either getting DFA'd or moved to the bullpen. Now, on this channel, we discussed how going to the bullpen was probably the more realistic option because Buehler, just like last postseason, on a very good Los Angeles Dodgers team, was a starter for the majority of the season. Once October did arrive, we saw him in high leverage moments coming out of the pen. Now, the Red Sox, we have not made it to October yet. We haven't even made it to September yet. But Walker Buehler, because of his recent play on the mound as a starter, has obviously been moved to the bullpen, something we discussed ad nauseum on this channel. We got confirmation 3 days ago from Peter Abraham on Blue Sky Socials saying, Cora confirms Buehler to the bullpen. Wouldn't get into who will pitch Monday, not even the discussion of candidates. Could be a surprise, maybe. Now, Peter Abraham alluding to a surprise on today's start in Baltimore for the Red Sox. It could be a collection of guys. It could be Richard Fitz. It could be Payton Tolle. It could be Kyle Harrison. Now, we have a bunch of different pieces of information covering all three of those different candidates and who will most likely be starting on the mound for the Red Sox in this game today against the in-division rival Baltimore Orioles. But the idea of Walker Buehler going to the pen is not an original idea in the sense that it's something that we've been discussing for a pretty long time because, well, he's just been inconsistent. He's been mediocre on the mound as a starter, and because of that, the Red Sox finally cut ties and they move him to the bullpen. And last night against the New York Yankees, Walker Buehler got his first appearance as a relief guy for the Red Sox. Now, it didn't start horribly. He came into the game needing one out in the fifth inning. He got that out. He was able to get to the sixth where he then stayed in. He walked Trent Grisham, resulting in a 2-run shot, quickly followed up by Jazz Chisholm. And it felt like it was a horrible, horrible appearance for Buehler. Obviously, that was not the case. He was able to go in there, strike out the next two guys in the bottom of the fifth or the bottom of the sixth inning. It resulted in getting 2 strikeouts. He gave up two hits, 2 runs, both of them earned. Again, 2 Ks, 1 walk, and again, that one home run, that was a 2-run shot, accounting for both of the runs Buehler did give up in his appearance last night for the Red Sox. Now, it was the New York Yankees, and yes, everything was working for them last night. And when I say everything was working, I mean they were hitting the baseball very hard on a line over the wall. Now, it's obvious how to beat the Yankees. After a 4-game series against those New York Yankees, I don't fear them in any capacity. This Red Sox team, as currently constructed, I believe is much, much better than that New York Yankees team. I can't wait to see how the seeding ends up breaking down going into September and obviously into October, and possibly even matching up against those New York Yankees in the first round. That'd be very, very exciting, and I think it'd be very beneficial for this Red Sox team. Whether or not we will see Dustin May in that series or even Walker Buehler is going to be determined later. But now, for the news of today, Walker Buehler obviously throwing last night, and Richard Fitz did not throw. That is the biggest kicker, and the reason being is because Benny will start today's game against the Red Sox as an opener, and it seems like that Richard Fitz is going to be the guy that comes in the second or possibly even third inning, depending on how Benny throws, for the Red Sox, and it seems like he's going to get the bulk of these innings depending on how he performs. Now, that's the most likely option because Richard Fitz did not throw last night. He did warm up in the bullpen, but never actually entered the game, so he is a fresh arm. Someone that we know that can collect innings out of the bullpen. That someone that has been used as a starter before in the past in his career, and up to this point in the year in his MLB level starts, which have not been many. We have to take that into account. he hasn't been great. The underlying metrics are not phenomenal, but the stuff he has is pretty good. The 98-mile-per-hour fastball that was rumored that could be up to 100 up to this point, as well as that wipeout slider that sits around 88 to 89 miles per hour. Richard Fitts could be a legitimate guy for the Red Sox, whether it is as a starter or as a relief option. But it seems like he's going to stay out of the bullpen. It doesn't seem like they're going to fully convert him unless he goes out there and throws 6, 7, maybe even 8 innings today where he is flat out dominant. I doubt that he gets that starting rotation spot for the remainder of the season. So what does that mean for the Red Sox? Well, Boston Sports Gordo, Kyle Harrison was scratched from his game today, which was yesterday for the Woo Sox. He's an option to start tomorrow's game in Baltimore. Well, that is a good point and a great idea, and it's a reliable option until you find out what Alex Cora actually has said about Kyle Harrison in the last few days. This is from Ian Brownie on Twitter when he goes on to say, "Logic tells me Richard Fitts will start Monday unless he is needed in the bullpen Saturday or Sunday." Here's what Alex Cora said about Kyle Harrison today. And again, this is 2 days ago on August 23rd. Quote, "Hit or miss, to be honest with you. Not efficient, but good stuff. He's part of the equation, so we'll decide what we're going to do later on." Not the most confident answer from general manager Alex Cora when it comes down to a possible starter for this Red Sox organization. Has Kyle Harrison been pretty good up to this point down in AAA? Yes. Has he been phenomenal? No, he has not. And obviously in the MLB, before being traded to the Boston Red Sox in that Rafael Devers blockbuster trade, he was pitching for the San Francisco Giants on the MLB level, where we saw a few really good outings. We saw a few mediocre outings. And overall, he was nothing that was transcendent. Yes, is he very young with a lot of upside and a lot of optimism surrounding him? Absolutely. But is he going to be called up now in August 25th, late stages of October, going into September, where the Red Sox absolutely have to collect wins and have to put some faith in these starting guys? I'm not sure, based off this quote from Alex Cora, as well as the performances from Kyle Harrison over the last week and change, that he will be the guy that's called up and used as this 5th or 6th starter in the rotation for the Red Sox. So is it going to be Richard Fitts? Most likely. It doesn't seem like Kyle Harrison has the biggest chance to go out there and actually be considered to be not only today's starter, but the starter in the coming future for the Red Sox, as obviously they don't have that 5th starter yet. They haven't announced him. Is Richard Fitts going to go out there and claim that spot? Absolutely has a chance to, if he goes out there and again shoves against the Orioles today. But who is the other option? The other option is the same guy that we've discussed on this channel at complete and total nauseum, and I'm not even getting tired of it. Payton Tolle needs to be a big leaguer. And this is the golden opportunity the Red Sox have sitting right in front of them that it seems like they're not going to take. And rather, they're going to go with Richard Fitts. But again, there's still a chance that Payton Tolle, the young left-handed phenom down in AAA, still can get that call. Not only for today, but for the time going forward to fill in as that 5th starter in this Red Sox rotation. Now, how did it start and how's it going for Payton Tolle? Now, we know how the first start in AAA went. After that first inning, which was abysmal because he gave up a few hits, 2 of them being home runs, 1 of them a grand slam, the other being a solo shot. But you have to take into account there were a few errors in that inning and things just simply didn't work. He didn't find his footing. It was his first start on the biggest stage of his career, again, down in AAA, because he has been fast-tracked. He went from the single A to double A to now AAA. In the matter of it, felt like seconds. But after that first inning, where he gave up 4 hits, 2 home runs, 1 walk, and 5 earned runs with 0 strikeouts, he's gone 14 2/3 since. In those 14 2/3 innings, he's given up 7 hits, he's walked 1 guy, he's given up 1 earned run, and he has struck out 17 guys. He's phenomenal. He's 23 years of age, and he has been simply phenomenal, including his last start just a few days ago, his 3rd official start in AAA, where he went 5 innings. He gave up 1 hit, 1 earned run, no walks, and he struck out 9 guys on 12 whiffs. This fastball that Payton Tolle has is only 97, 98 miles per hour, but it plays like it's 112. I don't know if it's because of his release point on that left-handed delivery or if it's because he is just a 6'6", 260-pound monster on the mound. No one can touch the fastball, and when they do, they're simply getting lucky. If you go watch the clips, whether it's from Hunter Knoll on Twitter, which if you don't follow him and you're a fan of the Red Sox and you want to see how the AAA guys are doing, or even anyone in the minor leagues for that matter, regardless of if it's single A, double A, or AAA, Hunter Knoll has every single clip. I don't even know how he's getting them at this point because he literally has he has every single clip. And if you go to his account, you can see all these highlights from Payton Tolle where he is absolutely dominating every single time he touches the mound. And it's so much fun to watch because this kid is only 22 or 23 years of age, and he has it. He really and truly does. Fastball, cutter, curveball, slider, changeup. It is working for Payton Tolle down in AAA, and I think it's only a matter of time until this young man is called up to the big leagues to be one of the legit guys in the starting rotation for the Red Sox. Legitimately, the golden opportunity the Red Sox have sitting in the palm of their hand. It just comes down to when they actually decide to call him up to the big leagues and perform. As of right now, this is how the starting rotation is really shaping out. Obviously, Buehler is not currently there. He is now in the bullpen, so that spot is still open. Whether or not you want to label it as the number 3 guy is totally up to you. Honestly, the way I look at this rotation, it's more of Crochet, Bello, Giolito, May, and then you would have Buehler, and obviously that open spot where you could find Payton Tolle possibly filling it out, possibly Richard Fitts, or even Kyle Harrison. If I had to bet on this, Kyle Harrison would get called up after Payton Tolle at this rate, both of them being left-handed arms, both of them being extremely young. But based off what we have seen up to this point through AAA, Payton Tolle is the best option going forward as a starter for the Boston Red Sox. Will it happen today? I'm doubting it because of when Payton Tolle last pitched on the 22nd of August, just 3 days ago, as well as the fact that he hasn't been called up and the fact that he is not going to pitch on 3 days' notice as a starter. So, yes, Benny will start this game as an opener because of the matchups against the Baltimore Orioles and obviously Holiday, Gunnar Henderson, the other very good left-handed bats they have to then open the game, where then he will hand the ball over to Richard Fitts to control the remainder of this game for as many innings as he can actually maintain. Hopefully it is 4 to 6. Hopefully it's closer to 6. We really do need that as a Red Sox fan and a Red Sox supporter because of the bullpen usage over the last 2 or 3 games against an in-division rival. Again, in the New York Yankees, where the Red Sox took 3 of 4 games. Overall looked very, very good. Let me know down below your overall thoughts and opinions on this entire situation for the Boston Red Sox and their starting rotation. Who would you rather see? Would you like to see Richard Fitts get the opportunity and really have the attempt to go out there and take the spot? Or are you hoping the Red Sox give a chance to the young man in Payton Tolle, or even Kyle Harrison for that matter, and possibly earn that spot from one of those 2 guys? Let me know down below your overall thoughts and opinions, and I will see you guys on the next episode of Red Sox Digest.